SOC 2 is one of the most demanded security frameworks in the world. More likely than not, you're probably watching this video because somebody has asked your business for a SOC 2 Type 1 report. We've made this video for you, business and tech leaders who want to know everything there is to know about a SOC 2 Type 1. In this video, we'll cover what is a SOC 2 Type 1 report, why is a SOC 2 Type 1 important, how much does a SOC 2 Type 1 report cost, and how do you get a SOC 2 Type 1 report. We also have a video outlining the differences between a SOC 2 Type 1 and a Type 2 report. So top right corner if you want to learn more about that. Let's start. What is a SOC 2 Type 1 report? The AICPA and SOC 2 laid out some guidelines that you should follow to protect your business against external security threats. These are commonly known as the 5 trust service criteria. A SOC 2 Type 1 report is the first step in testing your organization's controls against the AICPA standard. In a Type 1, an auditor is taking a look at your systems and making a point-in-time assessment about whether you've designed your controls correctly. Assessing the design and not the actual working of these controls means that a SOC 2 Type 1 report doesn't take a lot of time, usually a couple of weeks. That makes it very handy if there's a business deal that hangs in the balance of you being SOC 2 compliant. So, why is a SOC 2 Type 1 report important and what are its benefits? Closing sales deals quicker is one of the primary benefits of a SOC 2 Type 1 report. Because you can get the report quite quickly, it's a great way to speed up your sales cycles. It can also help you maneuver through security questionnaires or unlock deals that need SOC 2 just to get started. Comparative positioning is the other. Once you have your Type 1 report, you can use it to win deals against non-compliant rivals. By calling out your organization's focus on security, you will blow any competitors who are not compliant out of the water. A Type 1 report also sets you on the right path towards better security and compliance. Once you've designed your controls and gotten your Type 1 report, you can start implementing these better security practices like firewalls, data encryption, network monitoring, and more. These are great first steps to protecting your organization's and clients' data, which brings us to cost. How much does a SOC 2 Type 1 report cost? In a SOC 2 Type 1 report, an auditor is only assessing the design of your controls against the security standards, not their operating effectiveness. The actual costs of a SOC 2 Type 1 report will vary based on certain factors: your organization's size, its complexity, what trust service criteria you've chosen, what controls you've already implemented, and what auditor you choose. There's also some out-of-report costs to consider. There's readiness assessment costs, additional security tools like password managers and MDMs, staff training, legal fees, and more. Most importantly though, is the way you choose to get compliant. Say you're a large organization with several hundreds of employees and has very few security measures in place and uses a consultant to get SOC 2. You could end up paying up to $25,000 for a Type 1 report. Instead of consultant, however, say you chose compliance automation and say you take pride in the fact that you've already implemented some security controls and best practices, your cost for a SOC 2 Type 1 report could be between 50 to 80% lower. Type 1 reports for smaller or more security-aware organizations can start between $5,000 to $10,000. If you'd like to know more or get into specifics, there's a video that you can watch at the top right corner now. So, how do you go about getting the SOC 2 Type 1 report? Most of the advice you find on the internet about how to get a SOC 2 Type 1 report assumes you're going to do it by yourself with zero help. While that is certainly an approach that some people take, it is supremely time-consuming, effort-intensive, and financially draining. Suffice to say, most organizations get help, either from consultants or compliance automation companies. All of this means that most of the advice that you see on the internet probably doesn't apply to you. So here's how to get SOC 2 Type 1 in 2023 and beyond. The first step is building a team. Put a single person or a small group in charge of leading your compliance project. At early stages, this is usually the CEO or CTO. Larger companies can include legal, IT, and HR for help. The second is choosing a platform or a vendor. Google best compliance automation platforms, look at G2 reviews, ask stakeholders like investors and partners. The best platforms will support your existing tech stack, offer personalized one-to-one support, operate in your time zone, and fit your budget. The third step involves much of what you see on the internet, except you won't be alone. A good compliance platform or vendor will explain to you the SOC 2 criteria, help you undertake a gap analysis, edit necessary policies, provide employee training modules, and most importantly, engage an auditor that suits your needs. The fourth step is the audit itself. Again, the company that you work with should help you through the process, setting up a dashboard, verifying your controls, and addressing any queries the auditor may have. The actual audit will take a couple of weeks, and you can get the report a little while after. Now, if you're looking to get a SOC 2 Type 1 report, there's two ways Sprinto can help. First, there's a free SOC 2 checklist that you can download from the description below to help you get started. And the second is compliance automation. Sprinto helps companies get compliant with SOC 2, ISO 27000, HIPAA, and more by digitizing and automating the compliance process. This means you can get compliant faster and more effectively and stay compliant too, year round instead of just during an audit cycle. Companies just like yours that get SOC 2 compliant with Sprinto save up to 80% of their time, effort, and cost during the compliance process. Learn more by visiting sprinto.com or by booking a demo with one of our SOC 2 experts in the link below. If you found this video useful, remember to like and subscribe, or even share the video with somebody that you know would find it useful too. And as always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. We'll get back to you as soon as possible.